Picture this. One sunny Arizona afternoon, I'm flipping burgers by the pool I built with my own 2 hands, dreaming of lazy weekends with the kids, when Karen Voss, president of the Sunnyvale Estates HOA, starts hammering on my gate like she owns the deed. "Ethan Brooks, open up. Community standards demand an immediate inspection," she calls out in that honey-dripped voice that always means trouble. I slammed the door so hard the hinges rattled. She had no idea her little power play was about to become the most satisfying karma reel in neighborhood history. I never asked to be the guy who took down the HOA queen. 3 years ago, I finally scraped together enough from my construction business to buy this slice of Phoenix suburbia, red tile roof, desert landscaping, the works. After 12-hour days pouring concrete for other people's dreams, I wanted one for my own. So I built that backyard pool myself, gunite shell, solar heater, even the waterfall feature the kids named Dad's Victory Falls. It wasn't a luxury, it was proof I'd made it. My wife Sarah called it our sanctuary. Then Karen decided sanctuaries needed her approval. It started small, the way these things always do. First notice: grass height exceeds 3.5 inches, aesthetic violation. I mowed at 3.2 just to be petty. Next: mailbox post tilted 2 degrees, safety hazard. I straightened it with a level and sent her a photo with a ruler. Then the pool went in, and the gloves came off. Suddenly my oasis was disrupting neighborhood harmony and potentially lowering property values by 0.8%. She even attached a printout from some sketchy online calculator. I laughed until the fines started stacking, $250 a pop, due in 10 days or else lien on my house. But Karen wasn't content with paper warfare. One Tuesday she showed up unannounced with a tape measure and a photographer, demanding I open the back gate so she could verify compliance. I reminded her, politely at first, that Section 4.3 of the very bylaws she worshipped required 72 hours written notice and owner consent for any interior inspection. She blinked, recovered, and hit me with the classic, "This is for the greater good of the community, Ethan. Don't make this difficult." I smiled and closed the gate. That's when she pulled out her phone. "I'll have the sheriff here in 5 minutes if you don't comply." What she didn't know was that I'd been documenting every step of her crusade. My own cameras, legal, motion-activated, pointed only at my property, caught her the week before creeping along my side fence at 2 a.m., repositioning one of the HOA's community safety cameras so it stared straight into my bedroom window. I had the time-stamped footage, the invoice showing HOA funds paid to her nephew's security company, and the emails where she bragged to the board about keeping problem homeowners in line. The next 2 weeks were pure escalation theater. Karen flooded the neighborhood group chat with passive-aggressive posts about certain residents who think rules don't apply to them. She convinced 3 board members to vote for a special assessment, $1,200 each, to upgrade security features. Translation: more cameras, all mysteriously angled toward my backyard. Neighbors started avoiding eye contact at the mailbox. Sarah came home crying after Karen cornered her at the community mailbox and whispered, "You might want to talk some sense into your husband before this affects the children's future here." But cracks were forming. Old Mrs. Alvarez from 2 doors down slipped me a note at the grocery store. She did the same to my rose bushes last year, made me rip them out. The teenage son of the family across the street sent me a screenshot of Karen's private text admitting she hated that show-off pool. Little by little, the fear turned to whispers, then to quiet fury. I spent nights buried in Arizona statutes and HOA case law. Turns out even the mighty covenants have limits. No HOA president can authorize surveillance on private backyards without unanimous board vote and recorded minutes, which Karen never bothered with. No president can use association funds for personal vendettas, and absolutely no president can trespass while claiming to enforce civility. I printed every violation, highlighted in yellow, and waited for the perfect stage. The monthly HOA meeting was held in the clubhouse that smelled like old coffee and broken dreams. Karen sat at the head table in her pastel cardigan, gavel in hand, smiling like a game show host. 40 residents filled the folding chairs. I walked in last, laptop under my arm, and signed up for public comment. When my turn came, the room got that church quiet feel. I plugged in my laptop. First slide: my pool on day 1, kids splashing, pure joy. Second slide: Karen's first violation notice. Third: the 2 a.m. security footage of her adjusting the illegal camera, timestamp glowing like a guilty verdict. Section 2.1 of our covenants, I read aloud, voice steady, states that all board actions must serve the collective welfare, not individual grudges. Karen, you used association money to hire your nephew and spy on my family. That's not community standards, that's felony-level creepy in Arizona. She shot up, face turning the color of cheap rose. This is outrageous. You're disrupting the meeting. I hit play on the next clip. Karen at my gate threatening police, her exact words crystal clear. I'll have the cops here in 5 minutes. Then I quoted bylaws back at her. Section 7.8, any inspection without proper notice is automatically invalid and constitutes trespass. You've now done it 3 times. Each carries a $500 fine payable to the affected homeowner. Care to write me a check, Madam President? Murmurs turned to gasps. Mrs. Alvarez stood first. She made me pay $800 to remove my own hummingbird feeder. Then the teenager's dad. My security bill tripled because of her upgrades. One by one they rose, stories spilling like water over a broken dam. Karen's loyal board members shrank in their seats. The gavel slipped from her hand and clattered to the floor. In under 20 minutes the vote was unanimous. Karen Voss removed as president, effective immediately. An independent audit of HOA finances was ordered. The county attorney's office got an anonymous tip, with all my files attached, the very next morning. 2 weeks later the for sale sign went up in front of her house. Last I heard she was moving to a condo in Scottsdale where the rules are simpler. The new board rewrote the covenants in plain English, added a no retaliation clause, and best part, voted to reimburse every fine I'd paid plus interest. These days the pool parties are back. Neighbors actually wave. Kids cannonball without looking over their shoulders. And every time I fire up the grill, I raise a cold one to the woman who taught me the sweetest lesson in suburban America. The people who scream loudest about rules are usually the ones who can't stand living by them. So tell me, true or false, in the end, who really abused their power, the guy who fought back with facts and footage, or the self-appointed queen who turned community standards into her personal torture chamber? Drop your verdict below, and let's settle this once and for all.